The stranger on a winter's night. In a small village nestled high in the mountains, an old innkeeper named Henry sat by his fireplace, listening to the howling wind outside. Over the years, hardship had turned him into a bitter man. He never let anyone stay at his inn without payment. Kindness, in his mind, was a luxury he couldn't afford. That night, as the snowstorm raged, a soft knock echoed through the inn. Annoyed, Henry rose to his feet and opened the door. A young woman stood there, shivering in a thin cloak, holding a small child in her arms. "Please, sir," she pleaded, her voice trembling. "My baby and I need shelter for the night." Henry frowned. "Do you have money?" She shook her head. "I have nothing but my child." With a cold expression, Henry replied, "Then I'm sorry, but I can't help you. We all have to survive on our own." And with that, he shut the door. Sitting back by the fire, he muttered about beggars. But strangely, the room grew warmer, the fire burned brighter, and the air carried a soft, sweet scent. Uneasy, Henry glanced at the door. A thought nagged at him. Could the woman and her child survive the night in this storm? Curious, he peeked out the window and gasped. The snow-covered village was bathed in a golden glow. Snowflakes shimmered like tiny stars, and the wind had stilled. He heard distant singing, like a heavenly choir. Overcome with an unfamiliar feeling, Henry rushed to the door and opened it again. The woman was still there, her head bowed, the child silent in her arms. A soft golden light surrounded them. "Wait," Henry said, his voice gentler. "Come inside." She stepped in, and the room seemed to glow even more. He fetched a blanket, wrapped it around her shoulders, and placed a bowl of soup before her. As she ate, Henry found himself drawn to the child. His face was peaceful, almost luminous, as if holding a quiet strength. "What's his name?" Henry asked. The woman smiled. "His name is Gabriel. He brings light to those who open their hearts." Henry frowned, puzzled. But before he could ask more, another knock came at the door. This time, it was villagers and weary travelers seeking refuge from the storm. Henry hesitated. His old instincts told him to turn them away. But instead, he found himself opening the door wide, inviting them in. As the night passed, the inn became filled with warmth, laughter, and song. Strangers shared stories, and for the first time in years, Henry felt something he had long forgotten. Joy. When dawn broke, Henry turned to thank the young woman, but she was gone. In her place lay a single white lily and a note that read, "Whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me." Holding the note tightly, Henry felt a deep warmth in his chest. From that day on, he was a changed man. His inn became a place of refuge, and every Christmas Eve, he lit a candle in the window, hoping to welcome the light back into his heart once more.